Welcome back to another video. As always, I hope everybody's having a blessed day. If not, I will be praying that it gets better. Now, for today's video, we're going to look at a few more problems that you run into if you believe in the idea of hell. So sit back, relax, listen, comprehend, and learn to view the world through the eyes of the prophet. So you still want to believe in the idea of hell? That's fine. Now, if you are on the side that is looking for reasons why hell would make no sense whatsoever, then go ahead and continue watching this video. And on the other side, if you want to believe in hell, this video is probably not for you, because I do not support the idea of hell. We do not support the idea of hell. And when I say we, I mean me and God and so many other people who know God. He loves you. He will call you. But maybe now is not the time. So that being said, what is my first problem that I want to get into? When you think of the idea of hell, 1 and 2 are basically combined into the same. But the first problem is love does not fail. So the idea of hell would mean that our loving God, our loving Father, creator of all things, in which all things came to be, failed his own children, that his love failed to reach out and grab his children and bring them home. Because if you believe in hell, you believe that you're going to be tormented forever. So the first problem is love failed, right? And what does your Bible say? Love does not fail. The second problem you run into is that God failed. And we all know God does not fail. We all know God is beyond our understanding and beyond our own powers. We all know God created everything. So how could God fail? So combine those two problems and you come to the conclusion that hell cannot exist, because if it did, that would mean God failed and he gave up on his love for you. Because if you go to hell, you are eternally separated from God, and he just throws you away and wants nothing to do with you. That's what you believe. So his love failed you. He failed. And then the whole point in Jesus coming would mean Jesus failed. If Jesus was God, then Jesus failed his mission of saving you from eternal torment, because it does not exist. Get that in your heads, guys. If you are on the verge of accepting whether or not it is real, I'm telling you, it's not real. It doesn't exist. And the moment you believe the truth, you won't even be able to go back to believing that hell does exist. God works in mysterious ways. Ain't that true? Well, I came to this conclusion with God. I grew up Catholic. I grew up Christian, so-called Catholic. I was praying to Jesus Christ. I worshiped Jesus. And what I witnessed, what he showed me, what I prayed for, what I asked for, is all that I'm talking about. It's all that I'm here to show you. He woke me up, and together we will wake. So hell is a false doctrine because it is unloving. Why is it unloving? Because if hell existed, love failed. And love does not fail. Those are the first two problems you run into if you think about the nature of God. God is love. Now, what is a third problem you run into if you believe in the idea of hell? The third problem is, all these problems really have to do with love and the nature of God. So this problem, the third problem, is basically not love. You run into the idea of you're worshiping God because you're scared to go to hell. Hold on, say that again. You're worshiping God because you're scared to go to hell. Is that love? No, that is not. If you believe in hell and you are a Christian, think deeply and meditate deeply. You probably even question yourself, am I worshiping God because I love Him, or am I worshiping God because I am scared to go to hell? And when you answer that self truthfully, then your eyes will be opened. Then you will see the nature of God. Then you will see He is not going to send His children to hell. He loves you. Would you send your child to an eternal place of suffering? If you have just an ounce of love, is it in you to send your child for an eternal place of suffering? No. Anybody who has an ounce of love would tell you the truth. And I speak from experience. I speak from the truth. You want to know what started my path on the search for God? It wasn't Jesus. It wasn't church, and it wasn't Christianity. It was the idea of hell. I was scared to go to hell. I was scared that God was going to send me there when I died. I was scared that if I don't turn my life around, if I don't change, I was going to go to hell. And I came to pray to Him every day. I started learning about hell, and I started preaching about hell like all these preachers preach. I thought I was saved. I thought I was correct. I thought I was right. And in my mind, I always had that question. Am I worshiping God because I love Him, or am I worshiping Him because I'm scared? And I answered, when I finally answered, I'm worshiping Him because I'm scared, then I told Him, if that's the case, then give me the truth. Don't give me no more lies. I only want the truth. And this is the truth. Anybody who has ever found out the truth, you will know that you can no longer believe the lie. So when you come to the realization that this is the truth, you will no longer to go back to the lie. Jesus didn't come to preach the bad news. He came to preach the good news. Hell does not exist. And if it did, then God is unloving. He created hell so that His children will be afraid of it and come running to Him so that He don't send them there. That's scaring you to worship Him. That's scaring you to pray to Him. The idea of hell is horrific and terrifying for anybody who believes in it. Because when I came to God because I was scared to go to hell. I taught about hell. I preached about hell. That was my main mission, I thought. But you know what happened when I did that? People didn't care. People lived their lives as if hell didn't exist. You know why? Because it was fake. They didn't believe in the lie. And so if it was real and my job was to preach about it, all I did was push people away. They didn't want to worship a God who would send His children to hell. I'm going to make a whole nother video on this, but when I came to the realization that God is love and He is not going to scare His children into worshiping Him, I started preaching that love. And I only spoke to 2 different people in real life about His love. And I didn't know, but those people, let's just say that they were going through a hard time. And what they told me was basically they don't go to church. They don't pray to God. They don't read the Bible. Because every time they do, all they do is feel judged, and they don't feel love. They feel hate from the people who judge them. Instead of feeling the love, instead of telling them that God loves them, all they feel is that God hates them because they feel like they are sinners, and they feel that they don't even deserve the kingdom. They don't feel worthy. They feel like crap. But I didn't tell them that. I told them that God loved them. I told them that He wants them, that He's calling out to them. And I told them He's not going to send them to hell. And you know, both people really started to cry. They started to tear up. Both people really started to look deeper inside of their hearts. They started to see that God, maybe He is real. And this is the love that I've been wanting. This is the love that I've been needing. And it came at the exact moment. I don't know what they were going through. They told me a little bit, but if I didn't go through it, then I'm not gonna understand how they feel. But God told me to speak to them. And they felt more love than they've ever felt their entire lives. So, that brings me to my conclusion about preaching about hell. I'm not gonna preach about hell because I've realized all it does is push people away. If you teach about love and who God is and His real nature, people will come to Him. They will not flee from Him. They will love Him out of love. Now, for the last problem is really, really simple. Your own Bible tells you what the wages of sin is, right? And if you don't know, let me go ahead and tell you. The wages of sin is death. Now, you probably hear that and you're like, yeah, you're gonna die. No, the wages of sin is death. That is a huge teaching from the Bible. And when you really look at that, it does not say that the wages of sin is eternal conscious torment. Does it say that? And no, it does not. The wages of sin is death, not eternal conscious torment. If the wages of sin was for you to be eternally and forever, infinite time and beyond, tortured and tormented in the absence of God, isn't that what the wages of sin should be? Isn't that what the Bible should say the wages of sin is? Isn't that a more clear picture? Doesn't that tell you like, oh, I don't want to sin? But it does not say that. Why? Because it is not the wage of sin. The wages of sin is death. Now, just a little bit of an idea. Like I said, I believe in reincarnation. And with that, I believe in karma just because it's more of a term that we can understand. It's the word, basically, for what you sow is what you reap. So, karma, right? We all know that if you do bad, bad is probably going to happen to you. If you do good and continue to do good, there is no question and there is no doubt that God will do good unto you. Good things will come unto you. But the Bible says that the last penny will have to be paid. You have to pay it all in full. So in order to receive this goodness, this happiness, this bliss, and the love of God, in order to receive everything that you ever wanted, everything you've ever desired, you must pay your part. You must do good out of your heart unto others until you have paid your karma, until you have worked that debt off. Because until you do, you're never gonna achieve the total bliss that you're looking for, the total bliss that we are all looking for. But with that being said, it is possible, and now is the time to do it. Now is the time to pay off your debt. Now is the time to choose God. And we can all do it together. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe. And also, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I love you guys. I pray that you prosper. I pray that you grow. And I pray that you receive all that you desire. This has been The Prophet, and I'm out.